Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to another recording of Hand of Fate 2. So I'm entering the map maker for, I believe, the third time with a decent amount of confidence that we can at least make progress. Because it is a rogue light type experience, whereas all the other missions we've done have been rogue-like experiences, in that the other missions reset all progress when you fail, and this one carries over progress even if you do fail. Now, we're still not 100% sure if all the progress gets carried over, or if just the riddles themselves get carried over. And the placement of the event cards definitely feel like they are randomized, but this is probably what Enlist mode would be.
Of truths yet to occur. Perhaps you can change this future.
Of course, there's a lot of redundancy here because it's still telling a tale and an adventure, where I feel like true Enlist mode probably is just random encounters forever. Now see, this is concerning. I was hoping that the number of Haley's crew being saved would carry over, and we had paid 20 gold to save one of them, and that seems like that isn't the case. So it means like we're going to have to do a run after we get all the riddles, I imagine. And so we may have to do 3 or 4 more runs on this, and so we should probably just move very fast. But yeah, it does seem to me like you're just going to have to do a run where you have a massive amount of gold. I'm already starting with 20 gold. We could immediately set up camp. If we could find the exit, it would reveal everything on the map. So I guess the question is, where have we seen the exits before? We've seen it kind of in the corners over here a couple times, and we've seen it on the intersection of the trees. Let's go this way and see what happens. So I have no idea what I just stood on, but seems like that was helpful. That was a fork in the road. That shows us everything east and west. Right. So that clearly was the right move. And so if we can now work our way to the scouting party, we do probably want to land on Iga's Mercy, even though it is a brimstone card. So we saw this goat on the 3rd level in the last run. While roaming the barren nothingness of the mournful waste, you chance upon a goat. I wonder if the goat is always in that exact spot, or always to north of the southmost tower. Now, the requirement here is pretty high at 16. That being said, if we can get even slightly close to 16, we can then use Bjorn's ability, which will keep him out of play for a while, and we'll succeed. So now we'll know what happens when you pet the goat. If you fail at petting the goat, the target just gets higher, and very quickly it goes from 16 to 18, which would mean you would need 3 natural 6s, or you'd need Bjorn's ability at that point. The goat darts its eyes about wildly. Suddenly it reels back its hind legs and kicks you square in the chest with its front hooves. As you sprawl back stunned, you feel a great weight lifted from your soul. So we have a blessing. Heroic sacrifice. Prior to combat with 2 or more monster cards, optionally discard a basic monster card but lose your companion for 3 turns. Interesting. So every time we pet the goat, we probably get a blessing. But it would want us to get a target of 18 right now, so now is not the time to do that.
Next time, bring more food. We got lucky there. I do feel like the second spot is the spot to always pick. So the only way I could have gotten to this scouting party was through an encounter. So these cards do seem like they are just kind of randomly placed. Let's see. This will reveal 6 more encounter cards, making us be in a very good position. Let's go ahead and camp. Let's see if we can trade and buy some food. Extinguisher for 22. Could we get Extinguisher? Well, we've got to try this. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to buy Extinguisher. And I bet we can't afford any food. And then what we'll do is we'll go back to the goat. Now that we have Colborne recharged. Can we get a natural 18? That's the hope. Otherwise, the hope is to just get a high enough number. We didn't get a natural 18, but we have already won. Let's see. So it kicks you in the chest again. Now we have time work. Your companion ability cooldown charges 20%. Teamwork. It says, not time work. Your companion ability cooldown charges 20% faster. So we are seeing a decent amount of blessings we've just never seen before. So we know the old valuables are here, and we want that gold. So the question is one south of the top tower always an encounter? It kind of doesn't seem like it would matter anyways, though. This might be a random encounter, this might be dangerous. But we're going this way, but this would be safer, wouldn't it? There's 2 chances of encounters going here, 2 face-down cards, versus going here, and then going here and then doing nothing on that encounter, and going here. This really is the first time in 29 episodes where I feel like I'm actually capable of playing some strategies. Now Goblin Town will give me a decent amount of money. Let's see what happens if we visit Gold Mountain again. I mean, you already wrote down your name, so I think going a second time is probably pretty stupid. You join the long queue of goblins walking patiently for their gold. The dusty goblin wearing a pointed helm peers down from a tall burrow.
His wrinkled hand clutches the quill and scroll paper as it cascades off his counter onto the ground. I suspect that there's a wedding happening at Goblin Town, and they're giving away gold for that reason. Name. He looks down his list. Fee. I've already taken your gold today, humans. They're all the same, greedy. Alright, so, yeah. Nothing really negative happens there. Then you can explore. And felt like there was even a little stutter in that. An ancient goblin wrinkled as a prune is selling an array of teas down by the bank of a pungent river that runs through the town. He places a bag in your hand and shakes his little head when you offer payment. I am happy knowing this tea will either strengthen you greatly or kill you. Suddenly urgent horns blow through the city and everybody escapes, and then black choking gas shows up. Let's see. Now I'm going to be moved to a random encounter. So how much damage am I going to take now? We're at 80. I have the fire extinguisher. 20 life still seems to be about the same amount of damage. So the fire extinguisher card is probably useless in this encounter. Okay. We can't go back to Goblin Town. We could go towards the statue of the priest. But we should get old valuables. Alright. So, everything tells me I probably need to take this path. Revealing more encounters for gold. It's not what I want to do this run. Let's leave and not pet the goat because our guy is still exhausted. More food, more food. Max life increase. No gold though. And we'll see if we can pet the goat again. 20 now, so we basically need a very high roll with the first 3 dice and Colborn. And see, that's not good enough. So we should just let it fail. And then we'll try again with the target now at 22. Which, yeah. Should I keep the 5 even? That'd get me to 17 if I could get high numbers here. So I'm gonna leave it at that because I think if I tried one more time I'd just kill the goat, and moving to another encounter might be a wiser move. Here we have arm wrestling at a low level. You're pretty much guaranteed you're gonna win here. I can't imagine getting less than 10. Well, somehow I found a way to do it. Every time we encounter arm wrestling, you get more gold. So, increasingly, you would think maybe at 67 gold, this run might be the run to try and spend 100 gold to pray for mercy 5 times to save 5 of the crew, which seems to be the only way you actually would save the crew. But since the riddles are the only thing that are carrying over with each run, it just makes a lot more sense to buy riddles. South of the chest, fire and brimstone awaits. Okay, so we now know that to be the case. Find the goat between the twin towers. Okay, we pretty much had figured that out. All steps west of the goat lies only wrath, so never go west of the goat. Okay. And you kind of have to memorize these riddles. And we would need 21 gold to do anything more. Now. So there's always going to be a wrath wherever the goat is. And so, if you see the intersection in between the 2 towers, way over here, there's more wraths you're going to run into. You know where Crimson Hill is, so if we just go to Crimson Hill, our blessing will reveal everything else. We have 3 blessings here. Fate's Path, we started with. Reveal all encounters when you reach the stairs. So we just go north.
These tokens represent the expansion of the game. More options, more cards, more opportunities.
And then we'll go here. Feed her or pet her. Let's go ahead and pet her. Should have fed her. Okay. So that reveals everything. Let's turn back. Colburn returns to his home village to partake in a toil, ritual cleaning of his people's ancestral grave mounds. He invites you to accompanying him to his village. Clan Eyebright's village, hidden in the forest of Mount Freitas, is a burnt-out husk. You see no inhabitants within the collapsed walls and fallen roofs. Colburn leads you through the trees to the grave mounds, a flat, snowy field dotted with body-sized hillocks. A few villagers are here kneeling by the cairns in prayer. You realize they are all either old or enfeebled. Your stout companion kneels before 3 graves. They look fresh. The grass has yet to grow over them. He empties a flask of Amor spirits over the mounds and lets a blessing fall out onto the cold earth by them. He motions you to do the same. Okay. Let's go with teamwork as the card. Kneel before the cold, hard ground beside Colburn as he bends his head in prayer. Their tranquility is shattered by a jagged rock bouncing off your companion's back. You draw your weapon and turn to see an old northerner woman bent over with age, clutching a basket of rocks. Fierce hatred burns behind her eyes. Get out of here, betrayer, life burner. The old northerner tears her hair in grief as she continues flinging rocks. Colburn flinches as the stones rebound off his flesh, but does not move to defend himself. Let's see. A group of villagers gather around you. They do not join in, but they do not intervene either. So, here's a decision. Let's see what happens, I guess. Feels like intervening would be the right move. Barrage continues until the snow is stained with blood and the woman is on her hands and knees weeping uncontrollably. The elder, her head wreathed in bone and blossom, steps forward, his wrinkled fist clenched with anger. Why have you returned? Colburn waves a massive hand at the 3 grave mounds. Your duty was to die for this clan, or your hearth, but you were too cowardly to do either. Why couldn't you do it? His stern tone breaks into a sob. I had a daughter, your sons. They burnt everything, all because you could not die for us. Colborne merely stares blankly into the distance. We could pay the villagers 30 gold to see reason if we had that, but we don't, so now the hope is to appeal to the villagers' mercy. This is a long companion encounter, and I really want this to succeed so we never have to do it again. 14 isn't that high of a dice roll, but certainly we've seen me fail other dice rolls. So that worked, but are they going to ask for another dice roll after this, in which I can't use Colburn's ability? The villager of the clan Eyebright consider Colburn's somber, stoic form and feel some pity. The other says, we have nothing, only anger drives me now. Betrayer Colburn, prove yourself in the Hoarfrost trial. Prove you are worthy for dying for clan Eyebright again.
We all must seek redemption along this road, for all have made errors.
Okay, so we finally unlock a new card. Let's see. The thing I want to see here is just like what Wandering Tracker would do. We kind of can't do anything else. And it's not eating food. Right. So that was just pointless. And yeah. Is it worth it, I guess, to maybe do Iga's Mercy? Because you have to go through Hellfire.
A balance of resources is key.
Which...
No one wants to perish wealthy, but starving.
Yeah, revealing 3 encounters here would be pointless. Gives us some more gold. So yeah, the only thing we're not doing here is maybe this Hellfire might have something useful, or this Watchtower might have something useful, and we might have gold to actually pay the Watchtower and get that shard. But I can't help but think it's just smarter to spend the gold here and get another riddle. The shadow of a tower bears sorrow. So Iga Sorrow is always south of a tower. And I guess the shadow is always south. Which I guess implies in this world that the sun is always in the north. Seems pretty stupid to do this, but whatever. Well, I can't do the Hellfire encounter now, so we've got to go to the next level and climb. So the thing that's going to happen here though is that unless going back and reviewing all of this automatically unveils things, we kind of know we're stuck. See if we can sell any equipment. Well, we can sell the fire extinguisher for what little use it is. So reviewing our moves, it's only going to get us so far. What I think we should probably do is target the corner in the top right and see if we could just race that direction. But no, we'd starve to death before we did that. So let's target the corner in the lower left. Maybe the next level is always in the top right or the lower left. This is probably the goat, which we'll pet the goat and see if we can get a new blessing. It is at 16 here. So do we want to use our ability and try and get a 6, or do we want to just fail and try again and go for an 18? So every level it does reset. Natural 18. Feels like that should unlock an achievement, but if it did, it already has happened. Damage is reduced by 30% in the next combat with light weapons equipped, then discard this card. Can we get 20
Games
with Colborn's
within games within
effect?
games.
Possibly. Just give up on that. Could we get 22? Well, there is a chance here. 16 plus another 6 would be 22. Otherwise, it would have to be a pure 8. So let's just accept the dice here and go for 6. We were 1 short. And like 24 would have to be a perfect. So we'll give up on that. Oh. And it's always a wrath to the west of the goat. So we knew that was going to be a wrath. And that's game over for us.
Take the battle to them next time.
But we made progress, so it doesn't matter. And we kind of know what we're doing now as far as never go to the lower left, because you're going to run into the goat more than likely, unless the goat happens to be above the second lowest row. For convincing Clown Eyebright to give Colburn another chance, we now have the Hoarfrost trial. Which means we can now just add this new event. Then we just need to think if there's another card here that might be worth considering. If I could have 2 platinum cards, I would take the Maiden and then get even more gold. Extinguisher we know now is useless. Ring of Food I think may also be on the chopping block. We could take the Golden Shield. We should take the Golden Shield because this is a value of 100, whereas I don't think there's anything else that has that high of a value. In fact, wait a minute. Let's think about this more thoroughly. Instead of taking this, oh, the platinum limit is reached. See if we have anything that might help us. You're not really fighting anybody. So, card reveals, map reveals, would be smart moves, or gold increases. Yeah, getting more items and then selling the items for more gold might be the only way you really do get to where you want to be with 100 gold. You could also have a healing spirits instead of Brigand's Blades, but I'm not sure I really need that. Could also take food. But for the most part, we just start again. I really wish all the other missions were like this, where the layouts were strategically placed in a way so you knew what you were doing. I wonder if maybe you would get gold here if you made it all the way to the end, to the gateway, without talking to the pirates at all. Seems like you're not likely to do that, though. Immediately try and pet the goat. And the hope here is to get 16 naturally. Oh well. Start with 1 blessing. Heavy weapon ability. Might as well try this. A natural 16. Unlikely to happen. an actual natural 18. Unlikely to happen. Probably shouldn't have tried that. So, from this position, strategically, these cards may be useful, but there's just no point in going for them. We can go north 1 and see if that reveals anything, but it does seem to me like the layout is always pointing towards the exit being up in this top right corner, or at least very often in the top right corner. So we now know where the exit is. Okay. Do we have the cartographer card in our inventory? Is, I guess, a question to ask. So now we have more cards unveiled. Fork in the road saves us some time here.
With each step, hoping to survive. Find food if you can.
Okay. So we're gonna camp because we need to buy some food. Don't have enough fame to buy that and use that. We only have that weapon, which maybe, like, are we actually fighting anybody? Sometimes we are. Just not very often. We need 4 more riddles of increasing expense. And we have a full strategy here where we can avoid a lot of encounters and avoid spending money where we don't need to. We'll go to Goblin Town, get the gold, I think is the best bet, and then try out Wandering Tracker and see if that jumps us to either one of these 3 locations in the corner. Is there an Ego's Mercy even on this card? Yeah, just south. We should do that one too. Well, before we even visited Gold Mountain, there was different dialogue there that I skipped through. We already got the gold automatically, so we couldn't get the gold again. We failed miserably.
These cards are not
Random
brimstone
encounter.
without reason. If you cannot learn to avoid them, you will surely perish.
Yeah, you're finding goblins in this encounter. Just got an achievement for doing something, but I have no idea what. It's been a long time since we've had another achievement for anything unlocked. I pretty much had given up on it. On getting any more. Really is going to leave me at about 25 out of 100 out of 99 achievements. Right. So we are at about 100 gold, so we might have been able to save the entire crew, but we're too low on food and life. So best thing we can do is really buy another 3 food. See if we can pet the goat with a 20. Yeah, don't even bother. And let's not even bother petting the goat with a that was a waste. Because we don't have money for it.
These cards are not brimstone without reason. If you cannot learn to avoid them,
So I'm trying to get the
surely
shard on the
perish.
tower here before I die. Just so we probably stop playing the tower in favor of the cartographer, which I think that would be a way better card to play with than I have. This series definitely has gotten longer and longer, but for this type of game I'm not surprised that it's turned into hour-long episodes. Right, so we've never had enough gold to bribe to get this shard. We'll offer them gold. Soldiers are desperate for only a few coins. They will invite you to climb the tower and survey the countryside before crossing the border. Give them the gold, you hand over some coins and climb the tower. You look to the east and west, then you turn to the north and south. You can continue your journey. So there's still something about the tower that we're doing wrong. Okay. So, 2 choices here. We have 40 health. We should just do the hellfire and get to the statue. And then if that works, then we'll see if we can actually do something else. Pay for 1 more riddle. A pirate seeks shelter under the wide branches. So the pirate is always under the top right corner, maybe? We'll have to check that. Find mercy 3 steps from the bridge. Interesting. So let's look at the map here. The bridge is here. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. So Mercy could have only been here, or where the wandering trader was, or it could have been way over here in the lower left corner, past something, or way over here in the right corner. Or it could have been straight north 3 steps. Or it could have been over here. It actually can be in quite a few places, can't it? But it does mean Mercy is going to tend to be near the bridge.
You have every skill Callus lacked.
And then
Patience,
the pirate
delicacy,
is in
skill.
the shade of a tree over here, but not over here. Which makes me kind of wonder if that's always the case, that the pirate is in the top right corner and that the Crimson Hill is going to be somewhere close to the pirate in that spot. We might as well give this one more chance, because I don't think we're making it to the next level. Basically, we'd have to get a natural 18 here with Colburn's ability, which we did, and then still have to get a fairly high 4, and we failed. Right, we'll give up at that point. Now, sorrow is a fight, so we don't want to do that. We want to do wrath. Really, by 2 health, I survived there. And then somebody showed up and gave me a hint. Okay, well, let's take this treasure, and then we starved before we could get the treasure.
You must be prepared. If you cannot find food, find the money to buy it.
So I don't think we have to change anything at all, and we can just really quickly start yet another run. Now, here's the problem though, is that we've done this for about 50 minutes now. This is gonna get really grindy in a longer run. So you have to go north basically, which means you're always going to end up in a weird position. We need 33 gold. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. This could be Mercy.
Your supplies are running low. Make
Instead
your
it's
choices
the
carefully.
Hoarfrost trial. Colborne, the betrayer, you are to survive in the forest with neither sustenance or warmth. The Elder Clan Eyebright awaits you both at the edge of the grim wilds, the glacial forest of blizzards, beasts, and treachery. If the ancestors see you through this night, you are forgiven. You place your foodstuffs into a basket. The Elder can't help but look longingly at the charming miniature pies you recently bought. I don't want to beg, but many of the clan will go hungry each night. Sure, give the food to the Elder. It's only 2 food. For your kindness, a reward. Plus 10 max health while no platinum cards are equipped. Interesting. With little ceremony, Colborne descends into the Grim Wilds. He gives you a word of warning. The Grim Wilds will offer you no refuge from the cold. We must keep moving if we want to survive. It is still bright out as you delve further in. The metal handle of your weapon chills your side. It is early afternoon. Keep moving. An intense cold makes it hard to think. It is difficult to remember whether a path or a tree is familiar or new. So this is just going to probably all be dice rolls. This was a terrible dice roll. And I imagine we're going to run into more dice rolls than just one. So having to use Colborne's ability the first time is probably a mistake. You stumble across a small stone shrine, a roughly chiseled figurine of a vulture, or is it a human? It sits within. Colborne drops a few coins in the shrine and prays. Give the gold and pray, yes. You drop a few coins into the frozen offering bowl and bend your head in prayer. You lose 2 gold. You gain 25 life. The shrine spirit answers your prayer as you see fit. You stumble across a small stone shrine, roughly chiseled figurine of a vulture, or is it a human? Sits within. Colborne drops a few coins and prays. Pray again, I guess. Seems like we ran into the same encounter twice. Seems like you can just keep on doing this. This may just be the same encounter. Let's not do that again. The hours pass. It's still bright as you delve in further into metal handle. Keep moving. Try to find the shrine. Intense cold makes it hard to think. Natural 12 there.
Victory. You are learning.
The forest leads you to a large frozen pond cut into the mountain. Drink from the pond, sure. Chill numbs your wounds. It's like this whole event seems like it's just going to give you health, and we haven't taken any damage yet. I mean, just drink from the pond again, I guess. Your veins feel as if they're turning to ice. You take another drink from the icy water. Water is so cold it freezes your blood as it travels to your throat. So there's a pain card. Let's just explore somewhere else. The sun is setting, bathing the Grim Wilds in a warm orange. If it were not knee-deep in icy snow, you could perhaps enjoy the beauty of it. Colborne stands like a morose statue, ignoring the sunset. It's late afternoon. So I imagine the trick here is just to keep your health pretty high, and 95 seems pretty high. The intense cold makes it hard to think. I also suspect if you fail the dice roll, you probably would take damage, and we might just take damage in the middle of the night when it gets really cold. The crow cocks its head as you speak, and speaks in the common tongue. How now, wanderers in the grim? Are you wanderers lost? Do thou require assistance? Let's appease the crow and give him our weapon, just so we can get this card event done. You place the weapon at the crow's feet. Now we want huge success. Oh, we got success. The crow taps the weapon violently with his beak, then looks at you with a beady eye. Yes, this is a goodly thing. The talking bird cocks his head at a strange angle. You look broken. I can fix you a spell. So healing again. Then it slowly drags the equipment away into the forest. The hours pass. Let's just keep on moving. Move through the trees, shivering and finding only more dense forest. Colborne warns you not to stray too far from where you had left the elder. The hours pass. The pitch black of night arrived in the Grim Wilds. Bitter cold seeps into your bones, wrecking your limbs with pain as you move. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. It is night. Move through the trees, shivering, finding only more dense forest. Colborne warns you not to stray. The hours pass. You try to keep moving through the pitch black forest. Sharp pain wrecks your limbs as you move. Yep. Let's just keep on moving, even though it's the exact same dialogue. Yeah, and it seems like the idea here is to go through at least 3 night events. There's no moon tonight, it is night. The hours pass. Even Colborne struggles to kindle a torch, let alone keep it alight against the bitter, biting winds. Keep moving. Hours pass. I do think the move is to just keep on moving. Down to less health than I would like. Should we try and find a shrine again? Well, we failed. Barely make out what's going in the darkness. As you trudge through the darkness, you step straight into the jaws of a bear trap. The pain is excruciating. You lost your bearings. The hours pass. We need that shrine again. So we need to get lucky here.
Back to the bones. I hope you have learned to be their master.
So we'll spend a lot of gold and pray. There are mournful sounds of wooden flutes in the distance, and suddenly before you stands a spectral figure, a woman with no eyes. Colborne continues to bow his head in prayer. He seems unperturbed by the sudden apparition. Barefoot with a thin shawl clutched around her, she stands before you and speaks in a deep voice, each word ringing like a gong. Mortals you summoned, but I smell no blood, nor enemy slain to honor me. I guess stab yourself and pray. Feeling strangely compelled, you take the dagger from your belt and drive it hard into your gut. That was at least max life reduction. The spirit smiles as your blood splatters onto the snow. Immediately you feel the frost touch the wound. Ghost blesses you as it fades away. Let's see. I was not expecting a blessing. I was hoping to increase my life. But at this point, I kind of need to increase my max life. Let's see. Let's explore somewhere else now. At long last, the pink dawn rises. It feels warmer already. It is dawn. The elders should find us soon. Let's keep moving. Move through the trees, shivering, finding only more dense forest. Colborne warns you not to stray. The elders should find us soon. Colborne grunts. Let's keep on moving. As day breaks, the elder of Clan Eyebright greets you with a tin cup of steaming tea. You gulp it down quickly, sighing with relief as the elixir's warmth spreads through your body. The ancestors have judged you worthy. Colborne, the old northerner, places a wrinkled hand on his chest and bows. You gain 8
You
fame.
stood by your friend, though his trial was meant to be for him alone. This will be counted.
The elder watches as a small bird alights the tree beside him. I fear our clan is no more. but the hearth of Clan Eyebright may still burn true in the endless halls. Restore our honor, Culver, and avenge us. In the Weald by our village lives a shaman. Appeal to her mercy. See if she can tell us more. Alright, well, we are at 67 health here, but we are in kind of a nice position. Otherwise, let's see if maybe we can buy some food. Can't buy that equipment. Can buy exactly one food, which will be kind of wasted in the next encounter. So what we were looking for was her mercy. And so 3 steps away might be here. Nope, instead we find Wrath. Okay. So we know this is gold. Well, that should be gold. So we got some food. Alright, so we know in this layout that the top right there is probably the pirate captain, and what is directly below the tower is a sorrow. We know that there is a gold reward somewhere here, and then mercy is either here or here or here. Well, it still could be a lot of places. We're trying to find the escape. We should probably end this episode. Let's see. We now know what Crimson Hill is. So you go up here, and that's probably the goat.
The damage will persist unless you can find a meal to relieve yourself.
So we want a natural 16 on the first row. Well, roll. We want gain +5 fame until you lose a gambit, then discard. Interesting. So if I could get a natural 3 6s, that would be great. There, I just lost the gambit, so there goes my card. And it seems like that would have been that I lost 5 fame, but I'm not sure I really did. Right. And with that blessing, we can now really strategize here. Let's see. You go north, and there's a goblin town. Wasn't expecting that to be there. So then the pirate is on the other side. Interesting, and old valuables are there, but to reach it would be going through Ega Sorrow, so it's probably not worth doing. Wandering Tracker is probably not worth doing. We could do Fork in the Road and Duel and Ega's Mercy and Watchtower, however. think it's worth exploring always. So pray for a riddle. One more riddle. The pirate waits north of the bridge. We kind of already knew that. There's one more riddle to unlock. It would be 35 gold. We have a duel here. Should we fight the guy in the duel? The only reason I'm playing the duel card is because I want to get the shard and just make progress. Which really, these adventure modes, playing it multiple times, I think is really showing where I dropped the ball, and I should have been doing these adventure modes way quicker. So I guess the icon in the top right that looks like a stun icon is probably my stun bash icon. I wonder if, now that I've realized that almost at the very end of playing this game, I could actually start doing stun bashes. Still didn't really do what I was hoping for. We are at 35 gold. So it almost certainly is worth it to just buy the last riddle. 3 steps from the holy man awaits a bloody hill. We've tried to sneak past the tower. Let's try going the long way around. That doesn't work either.
The damage taken from starvation is more than the healing delivered by eating. As with many things, we find ourselves sliding further and further into hardship. Slain.
Too much dialogue
In time,
here.
you will gain the skills you need.
But yeah, it may not seem like we have it, but we kind of have it. We'll have to remember the riddles, which definitely means you can't play the map maker once and then come back a week or a month later. For surviving the Hoarfrost trial, we now have Shaman of Eyebright Wield, which all of the companion quests, I suspect, have more cards, a lot more cards that I've just kind of dropped the ball on. But yeah, you still would want Colborn, even if his encounters weren't being included. Let's see. The shard here. Let's see. Complete the encounter goal to gain a shard. What is the encounter goal? I just don't think we've ever seen a dice gambit pop up. on this one, and I don't know why we haven't seen a dice gambit pop up on that one. Yeah. Results improve the less damage sustained in combat. So maybe you're supposed to not take any damage in the duel at all. Yeah. I don't think there's a real reason why you would change any of your card set here, though. You just aren't getting items, so it's almost pointless to even have to equip any items. This might as well have been a 0 out of 0 equipment mission. And the only thing I might consider changing around here would be, see, instead of that, taking that to heal up, or even taking food to starve less. So we entered this episode confident, and I've been going too long, I now see, and we're ending this episode fairly confident. There is still going to be some struggle, nonetheless, but all we really need to do is, in 3 levels, find enough gold to revive all 5 of the pirate crew and make it to the end of the level, and then win a fight, and then we would get gold, which hopefully then would unlock one of the remaining 3, I believe, missions in the main challenges. Otherwise, it may be kind of this extra DLC map that is fine, but does you only slight benefit by unlocking card events and shards and tokens. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and keep on watching. Thanks.